Hey, let's talk about Iowa real quick, because no one ever wants to talk about Iowa except for us three right now. Let's talk Iowa.
Iowa.
Careful, we
You gotta
don't
throw up
know
the
who's going to be
gang signs.
watching it.
Yeah.
I don't
Whoa.
want you to get in trouble. No, yeah.
Oh, okay. Okay.
As long as they're not real, you're good.
So, Denison, Iowa. Most people have no idea where that's at. And like they barely know where Iowa's at, so they really don't know where Denison, Iowa's at. So I'm from Sioux City, Iowa, and Denison, Iowa was on its way to Ames, Iowa, which guaranteed no one knows what that is until they say Iowa State University.
Yep. So the way I like to explain it is you got Des Moines, you got Sioux City, and you have Omaha. And if you triangulate that, go in the center, that's Denison. It's middle of, kind of in the middle of nowhere. And then, like I talked about Des Moines, then Ames, Iowa State University is just slightly above that.
Yeah, Counting
But yeah,
Crows
you
wrote a song about
triangulate
it,
that,
but they
we're
were
right
lost.
in the
They
middle.
thought they were in Omaha,
So-
and it was actually Denison. It's Denison, somewhere in the middle of America.
Yeah.
That was in my head. That went better. than
Definitely a flyover state.
Yeah, people like we'll have to figure
Sounded
it
great.
Sounded
Sounded great.
amazing.
So
Next,
my
Taylor
story about
Swift.
Denison on my 21st birthday, I'm at Iowa State, and my sister's like, I'm gonna come up and I'm gonna take care of you, then make sure you don't die, and like I'm gonna like be your big sister and babysit you. And she comes out with her boyfriend at the time, and they missed the turn as they come in from Sioux City down through Denison, and they ended up in Missouri. Yeah.
Oh shit! They missed it. This is like Dumb and Dumber movie. Like John Denver's full of
She's
shit. like
she's calling me
like type
and I'm
level
like,
of that's a big miss.
like, I don't know
That's
where
a
you're
big
at.
miss.
Like I'm out like doing my thing. I'm like I'm being 21,
Yeah.
and she's all
Yeah.
mad at me.
Wait, is this the time?
Well, this is
before
like at the
cell
cusp
phones
of
and
it, right?
navigation.
So we're
yeah?
at kinda like
Like-
MapQuest things
like
starting to come
MapQuest?
digital,
MapQuest
and they
time?
missed the corner
Okay.
because it comes up quick. That corner comes
Yeah.
up really quick on highway. It's Highway 30,
Yeah.
right? Yeah, and she missed it, and they
Yep.
ended up in Missouri. I like after so long, don't you think that you just? I love my sister, Monica. I love you. So if you watch us, don't get mad.
Monica, I love you too. I wasn't calling you dumb. I was
No,
just making
it's
reference
great.
to the
She's my
movie.
older sister,
Like
and
I'm
she'll
not
probably
calling
beat
you
me up
dumb.
for this, but she probably could. But yeah, they ended up in Missouri, and then she's like freaking out, calling me, and she's like we're in Missouri, and I'm like, well, how did you get there? Like, because that's like opposite of Ames, Iowa. But anyway, yeah, it was a great story. My big sis, she's great. That's my one memorable story about Denison
I had a,
on the way to Ames. The second one is I had a 92 F-150,
Yeah.
and it had a stick shift, right? Like shifting through the gears, and I'm coming home from Ames, and I got my one of my ride or dies with me. His name's Matt. Matt, I hope you're watching this because you'll remember the story. It's epic. We hit Carroll, and as we're leaving Carroll to come out, my stick shift lever broke. Okay? It's got two pins that hold the stick shift up. This one broke. The pin sheared off. Okay? I'm stuck in like fifth gear in my truck. And we're just getting ready to hit Carroll, Iowa. So we're on the east, and I'm like, oh my
Ride
God,
that
what do we do?
clutch.
I'm
Ride
stuck
the
in
clutch.
fifth gear. I can't get it out. My buddy Matt's like, yeah, right. And I take the stick shift and I rotate it in a circle like this. And he looks at me and he's like, oh my God, what do we do? And so we figured out as we're going through, like if we held it just right, we could push it in the thing, and like we could hit second, fourth, and fifth. And so, boy, we got home. Second, fourth, and fifth. There you go.
Yeah. I've done a similar thing with a
Oh,
clutch,
it
so
was awesome.
I feel
So
you.
why don't you tell us a little
Feel
bit
you.
about growing up in Denison?
We Corey and I grew up. Our mom had us when she was 15 when she had Corey and 16 when she had me. So we had a mom raising kids, or let me correct that. We had a kid raising kids, like that young. We didn't have a lot. If we typically wanted something, we had to go drag the shovel, drag the lawnmower. We did Kool-Aid stands. Like we were little
Dude, those were
hustlers,
the
I think.
best, weren't they?
Newspaper routes.
Yeah, we had the newspaper routes.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. We like basically mom
Hmm.
provided like the basics, the basic needs. And like I think as a kid I was kind of angry at mom. Like why can't I have what everybody else has? That type of you know uh, I don't know, like juvenile thinking. And then like when I grew up a little bit, I was like,
It's
25, and
okay.
I'm like, fuck, I can barely. Sorry for the curse. I can
Right.
barely take care of myself. How did she do it at 15, 16 of raising kids?
Yeah.
And like, yeah, it was interesting. We played
It's small
sports all the
town.
time because there's nothing to do. So usually just off, yeah, it's small town stuff. But it was also like, you know, mom didn't bat an eye because we're gone all day and return
Hmm.
at 9 o'clock because it's a safe small town. Corey, what do you got to add?
I mean, our life was sports. I played every sports possible: football, wrestling, soccer, baseball, track, all the way until high school.
Dra-
So what's
Drama club.
maybe I did a little drama in high school or whatever, but I was the shy, quiet kid, and I pretty much kept to myself. I knew people, but I didn't have any really, really close connections except for like my close three or four friends, and then my brother, obvious, who's 1 year under than me, and we're
Hmm.
super competitive. So I think that's the main thing that I have to add to what you were, and the lemonade stands that we were doing, rollerblading, and
Rollerblade. Yes, 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 yes.
and jumping off of ramps, and people were paying us to do
Per,
that just to see if we would crash. They wanted to see the crash, just like
yeah.
us with a car race.
They got one out of me. So this dude paid us $5 for me.
I
Like
remember.
this is when rollerblades were like cool, like type stuff. We just built a little launch ramp, right? Just like your basic launch ramp, and we had was it a
Bike rack.
bicycle like where you park your bikes? What's that called? Bicycle park bike rack. Is that what it was, Corey? That I broke my tailbone on? I was trying to do the one. I was trying to do the 180 and land, and I just ended up fucking like hitting this thing with my tailbones, and I'm like my tailbone instead of being normal, it like goes up and like to the side.
Corey's like, I'm not offering anything on this.
But I don't know. Well, one of the times somebody paid us $5, and I went, and either way I busted my
You know,
butt and
in
busted
our
my
in our
tailbone.
era, rollerblades were a big
So,
deal, right?
and then
Like
yeah.
it was a way to have an additional mode of transportation that wasn't a bike. So my buddies, Matt and Kevin, they had mopeds, and I didn't have a moped. And I'd slap on my rollerblades, and I would hang on to the back of their moped, and I got pulled all around Sioux City, Iowa, on the back of their moped, like going everywhere. It was pretty unbelievable. So the fact that I'm alive and here to talk about it with some of the ingenious things that we did, the lack of safety equipment, like modern day expectations of those things is just unbelievable. Because if I saw my kids doing that today,
Oh man.
oh, I'd come unhinged. I'm like, where's your gear?
Now nowadays everybody expects you to wrap up your kids in like bubble wrap make sure they're safe. We grew up doing those jungle gyms, hanging upside down, falling off, breaking arms, playing tackle football on pavement. Like, it was, we weren't
didn't
the
know
smartest,
any different, right? Like,
but we made it through.
You came home when the street lights came on or something, but it's a different world, different era.
Yeah.
So hey guys, thanks for reliving some of the youth in Iowa with me, because not many people understand it. They think that there's not electricity there still. I mean, there is. There is internet too. I mean, you guys can attest to this with me. There's internet though. That 3G is 3G. Internet.